It's another opportunity for us to have a legal our program proudly sponsored by CITI Law Solicitors. I'm going to be your host and your presenter tonight. What I'm going to do tonight is quite unique. I'm sure that most of us have heard or watched from our TVs that flights are being cancelled. People are being stranded all over, especially in Europe and the United States of America. The fact is that when these flights are cancelled or delayed, do people know that they have rights to refunds and other remedies that are available to them? That's what I'm going to take my time to discuss tonight. But since I'm dealing with this under the consumer law, I also make sure that I educate people about their rights to remedies when they purchase goods and services. So tonight, what I'm doing here is what we call the consumer law. And I'm going to look at it in line with the Consumer Rights Act 2015 and the Credit Agreement Act 1974. So I'm going to look at two distinct legislations where you can get most of your remedies if for whatever reason you either purchase goods or service, or if your flight was cancelled and you want to know what remedy is available to you. That is what I'm going to do tonight. As I always say to viewers and listeners, this program is proudly sponsored by CITI Law Solicitors. And you can watch this program on CITI Media TV on Facebook. You can also watch this program on my own profile, Thomas Bebe, quite unique name. You can watch it on CITI Law Solicitors YouTube channel. But above all, you could also listen to this program from CITI Media Radio. So you see, you are covered. You have no excuse to miss this wonderful show. This show is about you. It's about impacting knowledge. It's about CITI Law Solicitors fulfilling their corporate social responsibility. It's about making law affordable, giving you opportunity to ask legal questions, bringing law to your doorstep. So tonight, if you are watching me, don't enjoy this show alone. Because when I read the Financial Times this morning, which I've subscribed to, if I'm correct, just this bank holiday alone gone, 500 flights were cancelled. And you can imagine how many people have been stranded or have their travel plans disrupted. And that is why you need to know your right. Knowing your right means that you can claim what is rightly belong to you. And that's why I'm here tonight. Just bear with me as I go on short commercial break, and when I come back, I'm going to talk or discuss this consumer law. But above all, I'm going to give updates on immigration, especially those of you who have been waiting impatiently for the guidance on Zambrano. And when I say Zambrano, those who have made applications, they are quite aware what I'm talking about here. But tonight is your opportunity to enjoy free legal advice, proudly sponsored by CITI Law Solicitors. So please, don't go away. everyone. Thank you for your patience. As I said earlier, tonight I'm going to do something quite unique. I'm looking at consumer law. Looking at your right to remedy when your flight is cancelled. And what sort of remedy you are entitled to. But I'm also going to look at, generally, your right to remedy when you purchase goods and services and things go wrong. So I'll be looking at the famous Consumer Rights Act 2015, and I'll also look at the Section 75 of the Credit Agreement Act 1974. And I'm going to take my time to explain to viewers the remedies they are entitled to, especially when flights are cancelled, and what they should look out for. Because I have clients that have lost so much money because they book holidays, they don't look out for what holiday businesses that are duly registered and signed out to the TTA, which is the Travel Trust Association, or the ATOL, which is the license that governs these organizations and pays for their compensation when things go wrong. That's why I said that what I'm going to do tonight is quite unique. Most times people might say that, oh, this does not concern me. Why is he talking about all this stuff? But day in, day out, you might not travel today. You might travel sometime in the future. And you could simply find yourself in any of these situations wherein this advice will be handy. So as I say always, if you have just joined me tonight, please share the video and invite your friends. Let them all benefit from this show, proudly sponsored by CITI Law Solicitors. Because when I read the Financial Times this morning, as I said earlier, 500 flights. Just look at how many people bought one flight. So if 500 of them are cancelled in the UK alone, just imagine the past 3 days, which is during the bank holidays, when people were traveling for various reasons, all these flights were cancelled. But the question is, what remedy are these people entitled to? Do they get a refund? Do they get different remedy? So when I have finished educating or advising or giving free advice on this hot topical area, because cancellation of flight is becoming quite common these days. Every day in, day out, flights are being cancelled. People are getting frustrated. Some people have business appointments. They cannot meet up because flights are cancelled. Some have booked hotels. They cannot meet up and they lose deposits. Some have various things to do. In any case, we all travel for one important reason or the other. And when flights are cancelled, it's quite frustrating. And it could have numerous implications on our business plans, on our social life, on our family life. Imagine you're going for your wedding and dates are set and flight is cancelled. Just imagine. So tonight is the opportunity to get free legal advice on this hot topical area, but also I'm going to look at the consumer right to purchase goods and services. So you see, CITI Law Solicitors, we talk about everything that concerns your livelihood, your daily life. Hey, one more thing. I'm going to talk about the famous Zambrano, when the guidance are going to come out. The date, the guidance are going to come out. This is a secret that I can only reveal to you. But above all, also question people in terms of what they should do in the light of new cases that are coming out about this Zambrano. The EA regulation has passed, but we still have numerous implications being imputed into the Appendix EU of the immigration rules. But that is just by the way. Let me go back to my main topic for tonight. My main topic for tonight, I'm looking at flight cancellation, refunds, or remedies, and I'm also looking at your consumer right or your right to remedy to goods and services that are purchased by you as a consumer, not as a business. The definition of a consumer is quite clear in the Consumer Rights Act 2015. It means everything other than purchasing a product in the course of business. So you could be a doctor, but you could still purchase a good as a consumer. You could be a care manager, but you could still purchase goods as a consumer. But that's quite distinct when you are purchasing goods as a business. Under those circumstances, you are not covered by Consumer Rights Act. But I say that this Consumer Rights Act 2015 has amalgamated, has consolidated the previous series of Goods Act and all these laws into one piece legislation. And when people who are conversant with it quote it, it's like a Christian quoting from the Bible and sending fire to the camp of the devil. So tonight, I am here to give you this free legal advice. The advice you can only get from CITI Law Solicitors. Now, here is a trick. When you are buying travel ticket to travel, there is what we call package holiday. So when it's a package holiday, you are more or less buying a package which could include hotel, car rental, and the flight itself. Normally, you buy this service from an agent, where they will normally call a travel agent. So I'm trying to create a distinction here. So there's a distinction between package holiday, which includes your hotel, presumably car rental, and the flight ticket itself, all into one package. Most times people save so much and buy this package. Sometimes they buy it and pay it on installment. Some people are so frugal, they buy it from the beginning of the year and they continue to pay until summer, this lovely period, and then they travel. But sometimes when it's time for them to travel, after they have paid so much money into the fund or to these agents. Some of these agents, the Company Act 2006, if a company goes bankrupt, the director is not liable personally to the debt of the company. So I've had clients who sometimes buy tickets, package holidays, and when it's time for them to sometimes travel, these companies are wind down. They go into bankruptcy. They fly with their money. And the company is no longer in existence. And therefore, this illusion of going on holiday with their loved ones never becomes reality. So how do you seek protection? How do you protect yourself when, for example, you are going to buy a ticket or a package holiday? I am dealing with the package holiday aspect of it, and I'll come to the flight ticket as well. So there are two things to look out for whenever you are looking to purchase a package holiday. And the reason package holiday is so significant and so beneficial, because there is additional protection. But that protection can only arise, or the consumer can only get that protection when certain regulations are in place and that provider, which is the travel agent, has subscribed to these relevant regulatory bodies. So we have what you call Air Travel Organization License, in short called ATOL. This ATOL, whenever you go to buy a package holiday, you checked. Most times, agents who have subscribed to this ATOL will put the sticker there. You can insist to see whether they have air travel license. And this law has been in place since 1973. So it's a licensing scheme that all these travel agents, reputable agents, subscribe to. What does it do? It gives you protection. So if you travel and something happens, this ATOL protects you. We were here when some famous travel agents collapsed. Thomas Cook, I'm sure most of you are familiar with it. So if this agent is subscribed to the ATOL, then there is this protection. No matter what happens to them, you could still enjoy your holiday. Even if flight is cancelled, you could still be taken on by another flight, or protected by this ATOL. So that's one protection you get for package holiday makers. But secondly, there is other licensing schemes that you also have to check and be sure that these agents have subscribed to it. And that is what they call TTA, which is the Travel Trust Association. This normally becomes quite handy and significant if you have booked for package holiday have been making instrumental payments, and before a month before you go on your holiday, this company is wiped out. Directors nowhere to be found. Your money gone. That money sits in the Travel Trust Association account. When I say trust, I'm sure most of you are quite familiar by what we mean by trust. People set up trust. Sometimes when they are gone or dead, it still remains there as a trust, and people get scholarships. Some people even say trust for the maintenance of their children. So this trust is a protection where all this money that has been paid sits in that account. It is not available to that travel agent. So if his company is bankrupt, your money still sits in the Travel Trust Association's account. So you have these two protections for package holidays. Please, cancellations are happening because of this. Travel agents or companies may be going bankrupt because they're in business to make profit. And when flights are being cancelled and they are being called and harassed for refunds, they might disappear. And when they disappear, if whoever you purchase your package holiday is not regulated by any of these organizations, you might lose your money or be stranded abroad. This is free advice. Now let's look at those who are going to purchase tickets either from agents or from airlines, famous airlines like BA, like KLM, EasyJet, and all the flights or airlines that you can think of. When people buy this flight ticket, so you can see I have discussed a package holiday which has components: hotel, flight, and sometimes travel or car, that you pay for all this package. So that is quite distinct, different from buying a flight ticket. Normally, I apply my economic knowledge. I don't go for the package because I feel that maybe if I shop around, I can get a cheap flight ticket. So this advice goes to me and goes to you as well. So I probably wouldn't go for package holiday because I feel that if I shop around, I can get a nice hotel at a cheaper price. Probably I can even rent a car at a cheaper price rather than going for a package. So maybe I'll buy my ticket separately and book my hotel separately. And perhaps when I get there, I need to drive a car, rent a car separately. So I have all these things done separately. So what is my remedy if this flight is cancelled? Of course, we all know that there is compensation when a flight is delayed. But tonight I'm looking specifically of this common phenomena: flight being cancelled in the UK. People are not able to travel, or people who have traveled are not able to come back. And as I said from my readings from the Financial Times this morning, 500 flight cancelled, kaput, just bank holiday. Period when people have planned and wanted to have fun or visit families or go for some business meetings, all these flights cancelled. So what is your remedy when the flight is cancelled? Now here is a point here. If flights are cancelled, consumers have immense right. So here I'm not talking about when consumer decides to cancel the flight, or the passenger decides to cancel the flight because maybe there is a problem and he feels that this date is not convenient for me to travel. So I might as well either change it or cancel it. I am talking about when flights are cancelled and you have purchased a ticket either from an agent or a trader or the airline. So under the circumstances, in this case, if the flight is cancelled under the Consumer Rights Act, people are entitled to what they call remedy. So this remedy means that if for whatever reason any airline operator cancels a flight, then the first thing is consumers are entitled to cash refunds. Outright cash refund. But most times airlines, because they want to keep some of these passengers, oh, we can get you another alternative date, oh, we can give you a voucher for 1 year, then you can use it to purchase tickets from us. And sometimes this put passengers in a restriction where they are restricted from making a choice of buying a ticket from a different airline. Or sometimes some of them, by the time their flights are cancelled, ticket price has gone so high that becomes unaffordable to them. So what is the remedy? So as I've said, your first remedy is you are entitled to a cash refund. So under no circumstances, unless it is by choice solely made by you to accept a voucher or alternative date of travel. And this is gathered by the regulation EC 261. But I'm not here to be so legalistic, because some people sometimes say that the language is too legal that becomes so difficult for them to understand. So I'm taking my time to explain it in a way that every one of us can understand what I'm talking about. Because if whatever being discussed here is not understood by you watching or listening to me, then I haven't done my job. And probably city law solicitors will not be happy that I'm sitting here and not making good use of the time. Therefore, this regulation EC 261 is not something that I want to look into. But of course, that is something, a regulation that gives you immense right for cash refund. But if for whatever reason the airline refuses to give you that cash refund, and perhaps because they have ruined your honeymoon, because they have ruined the holiday that you wanted to go with your loved one or your family or your business plans, and perhaps you may have changed plans now and you don't need to travel, so the voucher or alternative travel date is not convenient and beneficial to you. In that case, you need to insist on your right for this cash refund. But if the airline refuses to give you this cash refund, then there are three remedies. Three remedies that I'm going to look at now, here and now. Here and now. First remedy is your mode of purchase of this ticket. So that's what they call chargeback. So if you purchase the ticket online, or you even transfer the money to the agent, Then there is a deadline. Within 120 days, you can make what they call a chargeback claim. That chargeback claim is based on what they call breach of contract. The airline, the ticket, normally when you look at the back of the ticket, there are terms and conditions. Some of the terms and conditions might be so strict or might be in favor of the airline operator. But these terms and conditions are normally superseded by the regulation EC 261 or the Credit Agreement Act 1974 or by the Consumer Right Act. So if the airline or the agent refuses to give you that cash refund that you need badly, then you can make a chargeback if you paid with your bank card, not cash. These days, we all make these transactions or purchases by bank transfer or by online payment. So you can make a chargeback scheme and say, look, I need my money back because the flight is cancelled. This is a breach of contract. And the bank is supposed to refund your money straight to your account. That's your first remedy. The second remedy, if you purchase this ticket or package holiday, I've already explained the protection that you have, but in case this protection is not there for you, then this second advice is universal to those who are having package holidays cancelled and those who have bought separate flight tickets. So in this case, you can rely on the Section 75 of the Credit Agreement Act 1974. Again, this is a law that has been in place since 1974. So here, once you have made this purchase by this credit card, then as long as the purchase is £100 and 1p all the way to £30,000. So any transaction that falls within this range, between £100 and 1p to £30,000, you are covered by the Credit Agreement Act 1974, Section 75 claim, as popularly known. And if anyone should type Section 75 claim, you will see that this agreement or legislation will come up. And it's so common. It's a tool to use because once that transaction falls within this range, and again, it is purchased from the trader or the airline, and 2 or 3, there is what they call breach of contract. In any event, cancelling a flight is a breach of contract because the airline have not provided the promised service, which is for you to sit in that flight and relax and go to your destination. So not fulfilling that promise in itself is a breach of contract. It means that if you purchase that ticket or the package holiday by the credit card, then under Section 75 claim, the credit card company or provider is jointly and severally liable. So if the company, the package holiday is not protected by ATOL or TTA, or if he has gone into liquidation, then of course you can rely on this credit card Section 75 claim and say claim back all this money which will come back to your credit card. So that's the third remedy. But sometimes either the bank or the credit card may be reluctant to do what is expected, quite rightly, of them. Then your final remedy is to make a complaint to the financial ombudsman. Again, we have done this financial ombudsman. We've discussed it quite extensively, where we City Law Solicitors, we invited an educator that works with financial ombudsman to come and explain to viewers what they actually do. So when these complaints get to the financial ombudsman, that is after you have waited for about 8 weeks of not receiving your refund and complain, then you are going to be entitled to compensation with interest of your money. So viewers and listeners, this is your remedy if your package holiday or your flight is cancelled. At this point, let me just look at my time. I have a few minutes and I want to talk about 2 things. I want to talk about general purchase goods under the Consumer Rights Act. And I have a few minutes to maneuver to talk about this famous Zambrano. And I'm sure that most viewers will be happy to know that guidance is going to come out very soon. And this is the secret that City Law Solicitors is bringing to you now. So before I do that, it's always so nice to acknowledge viewers. If this is the first time that you are watching me tonight, hey guys, we do this program every Tuesday in English and we discuss different topics. City Law Solicitors brings to you different areas of law, free legal advice, quite extensive advice that money cannot pay for. So if this is the first time that you have joined us, we do this every Tuesday, and we also do it on Thursday in Tree, wherein famous MC Chaka hosts the program. It's an opportunity for those of you who want to learn Tree language to join us. But in the meantime, let me acknowledge viewers who have joined us tonight. It's always good to acknowledge viewers. So I have Atasafo, I have Patience, Apiaje, and 5 others watching. I have Nana Frema. Nana Frema is someone who have been a backbone of this show. He's always here assisting us and sharing the videos. And as I have a Christmas gift in the office, sadly he has not come for it. I look forward to seeing you soon, Nana Frema. Thank you so much. I have Teka Opa Edwes watching all the way from Nigeria, and I like his language. Well done, barrister. Here they say solicitor. So thank you so much, Teka Opa Edwes. God bless you. I have Enesna Kari, who is also always here to support this show and watching us tonight. Thank you so much for being here. I have Tina Tamaklo, who is all the way in Accra. He's a good evening lawyer. Thank you to Tamaklo, who is also watching us tonight. I have Patricia Peters. It's a good evening, my barrister. Patricia Peters, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And for those of you who are watching from Thomas Berbon profile, please join the City Media TV. This is the epicenter of the City Laws legal show. Please join the City Media TV and subscribe to it so that we can all become one family, one community. I have Ben Osai. Ben Osai, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I hope that you also invite people to come and join this show. This is a program that will run every Tuesday and every Thursday. And we are so committed to it. Tonight, I think Sophia Eshon is watching. Somebody told me, and I was so flattered. He said, I wish there was a program like this many years ago. For the few weeks that I have joined this channel, I have learned so much. I have come to know my right about so many things. And He has given me some level of confidence in most of the things that I do in my life. This is what CITI Laws wants viewers to benefit from. We are building a community where people can know their right, they can know what they are entitled to, they can know when to regularize their stay if they don't have their papers, because most people have these rights, but they have not applied for confirmation of those rights because they don't know it. And that's why CITI Law Solicitors, we've decided to bring this show to you every Tuesday and every Thursday. And that's the more reason why we discuss different areas of law, because people have various needs. Right. So I'm going to continue. I have Emmanuel Say, who is also watching tonight. I have Refunds Frimpong, who is also watching. So I'm going to continue my show. I'm looking at purchase goods and services. So as say most of the time, whenever people purchase goods, they have certain remedies if things go wrong. And these remedies are enshrined in the Consumer Rights Act 2015. And I want to run through this quite quickly by looking at just a service and a good. Now, if you look at the Consumer Rights Act 2015, from Section 9, Section 10, Section 11, you realize that goods must be of satisfactory quality. Goods must be as described. Goods must be fit for purpose. Enough of this law. In reality, how does this affect the consumer if I purchase a good? So if, for example, I bought a shoe from the shop and I have worn it and the sole has come off, it means that shoe is not fit for purpose, or it is not of satisfactory quality. And most times people will go to the shop and say, oh, because the shoe is worn, we can't take it back. That is in breach of the Consumer Rights Act. Let's say, for example, you bought a car, second-hand car. Normally happens. Most times dealers will put cars on Auto Trader. They will give description of the car, and then you purchase this car. They don't tell you there's a problem with it. You buy this car, you drive it for about 2 weeks, then there is a problem with this car. It means that either this car was put on sale not as described, or it is not of satisfactory quality, or it's not fit for purpose. So when I come to Section 22 onwards of the Consumer Rights Act, then there is enshrined remedies. So it means that if this car had this fault within the first 30 days, or if this shoe fell off within the first 30 days, then you have the right to full refund. You just throw the key back, if it's a car, to the dealer, and then you get your money back. Again, if this is not refunded, you can either rely on if you bought it by credit card, on the Section 75 of the Consumer Rights Act, Section 75 of the Credit Agreement Act 1974, or you can do a chargeback, or you can complain to the Financial Ombudsman, and you get your refund. If it is more than 30 days, which is 31 days, and less than 6 months, then you have a right for this car to be repaired free of charge. And this, after 3 attempts of repair, you will still be entitled to your cash refund. And if between these 6 months and 6 years, again, if anything that happens that it is of manufacturer's fault, you are also entitled to send it back. And when you send it back, they need to be able to repair it and make deduction for use. Let me give you the good news. Because I am the one that sits here, that took this law, I also applied. I have my TV that I've had for some years now, and there were some issues with it. And I sent it back because it's manufacturer's fault. They could not repair it, and now they are giving me a replacement TV, even bigger than the size of that TV. Isn't this good news when I'm quoting the Consumer Rights Act? This is what I want to share with you. This is the right that the law provides to you. But that notwithstanding, sometimes people don't buy goods, they buy service. And if that service is also not provided with standard care and professionalism, then again, people can also make claim on those services, those bases, if those services are not provided in line with what has been promised. But all these are guided by the Consumer Rights Act. So tonight I've been able to look at your right to refund when package holidays are cancelled, or when companies that are providing you this service go bankrupt, or if your flight is cancelled. I've also briefly looked at service provision and goods when things go wrong, and the nature of remedy that you're entitled to. Having said this, I'm going to end by giving this little update about this Zambrano. Right, this is about immigration now. Now, all of us are familiar with this Akansanya, Zambrano. Parents want to have indefinite leave to remain, especially those who have had British children for 5 years or more, and this is going to be application that is free of charge. You don't pay any money for it. You don't pay. You don't do English for those of you who are terrified of writing the life in UK or doing the English B1. This is an opportunity for you to get your indefinite leave to remain. And when the case went to court, and obviously Home Office lost that case, we have been waiting impatiently for the guidance so that we know, because I always sit here and discuss openly with viewers that whenever we are dealing with cases, we work with the Home Office guidance, which is the guidance that tells the caseworkers how people's cases should be decided. And then we also deal with this case law, which is the Akansanya case, for example, that has come up supporting the case that people with British children who are primary carers are entitled to indefinitely remain on that basis. But when the case law came out, we have been waiting for the guidance. And I'm here to announce that on the 13th of June, this guidance is going to be published, so people will know what sort of documents will be required for these applications to be successful if they ever have to make this application, that's approved, including those who have already made these applications and have gone for their fingerprints. So tonight is being an opportunity to share all this with you. But before I go, you know I have to advertise CITI Law Solicitors, because this program is proudly sponsored by CITI Law Solicitors. So I'm going to take my time, just a few minutes of your time, to tell you who this CITI Law Solicitors is and what they do. If anybody has joined us, I have Mary, who has also joined. Mary, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I have Ellen Amasa Adesam. Adesam sounds a very familiar name. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. So, CITI Law Solicitors, who are we? It's a law firm with diverse lawyers located at Barking in London, Essex. So if you want to look for us, if you get to the Barking station and you turn right, you find KFC, you can sit there and have a meal and relax. And then you turn right on that zebra crossing. You get to the traffic light, you find that beautiful building, Barking Enterprise Center. That's where we are. Unit 113 and 122. Barking Enterprise Center. You can find us there. The full address is 50 Cambridge Road, Barking, IG11 8FJ. Telephone number 020 33 55 0782. 020 33 55 0782. Emergency contact number 0777 777 210 4967. You can contact us if you have any legal problem that needs to be resolved with a touch. Now, we specialize in these areas of law. Immigration, as I've just spoken about this umbrella, when the guidance is obviously going to come out. And we do numerous areas under the immigration law. Asylum, nationality, and citizenship, EU law, which is now quite clearly we are only looking at the EU settlement scheme now, but we say have some of these laws transposed into the appendix EU of the immigration rules. And all those who want to bring their loved ones, their children from abroad, their fiancé, CITI Law Solicitors is where you can get your one-stop solution. Employment law. We specialize in employment law. If you have been unfairly dismissed, we can assist you to claim compensation for unfair dismissal. If you have received unfavorable treatment because of your disability, because of your race, color, nationality, and ethnic background. I always say here that when you look at Section 9 of the Race of the Equality Act, race is not just about white and black person, which is the color. It's about nationality. So you can have two white people and one receiving unfavorable treatment, Polish and English. Nationality is quite distinct. And we have those of different ethnic background. So you have two black people, one from Caribbean, Jamaican, and you have one from Nigeria. Though they look identical, but they are from different background. So when there's a difference or unfavorable treatment, then that is a breach unlawful under the Equality Act 2010. So please, don't be deceived. You can have discrimination between two black people, two white people. If you have any of these complex problems and you want to dichotomize, you want to find a solution to it, CITI Law Solicitors is where to come to, where we can assist you to fight your corner. And it gives me joy to be getting this compensation for claimants. Because that is the only time I get paid, is no win, no fee. That's why we fight to the point that you always have to get something. Because that is the only time that we get rewarded. So you see, we don't take your money. We give you money and then you pay us. So if you have any employment problem, don't go far. Come to City Law Solicitors. We'll help you. Family law. I'm not a pastor, but I pray that families should be together, because it is in the best interest of families and children to be together. But sometimes, due to some differences, some parents might not want the other parent to see their child arrangement order. We can assist you to put that in place. If the pastor has prayed for you several months, fasted, and the marriage didn't work, and there is a divorce, there have to be distribution of assets. You need somebody who understands the family law. City Law Solicitors, we are family law accredited. So if we are representing you in your cohabitation matter, in your divorce, in your child arrangement order applications, you can always dream of the best. But take note that Domestic Abuse Act 2021, these days, domestic abuse is a criminal offense. I always say it here. I personally represented a client. The other party is in prison. So for whatever reason you have a problem where there is non-molestation order application and you are defending it, or you are suffering abuse and you want to make those occupation order application to take the abuser from that house, City Law Solicitors is here to represent you. Personal injury and clinical negligence. Yes, if you ever involved in motor accident, if you had accident on the bus, if you tripped because the council have not put that road in good repair state, if you had accident at the workplace that was not your fault, again, City Law Solicitors, we are here to claim compensation for you. We only get rewarded when you have received that lump sum money. So we do these cases on no win, no fee basis. So we are here to help the community. Commercial disputes and civil litigation. If you are entering into a contract, I know some clients that we are still representing them, they sign contract without understanding them. The next time they are dragging them to court for huge sums of debts. If you are entering into contract, you don't understand it, give it to a lawyer to read it for you. We do that under city law. If you're entering into business with somebody to be appointed as a director, when you are starting the business, everything is fine. When money starts coming, greed brings division. You need to put a law in place. Partnership agreement will draft very nicely for you to protect your interests. No matter what happens, your investment will be protected. City Law Solicitors is here for the community, not just immigration, but for those who are also progressing in our community, who needs all these services. It's one-stop law center where you can meet all your needs. Housing, if you are in a disrepair house, again, it's no win, no fee. We get compensation for the disrepair state of that house. Last time I was talking about rent repayment order. If that house hasn't got that license, if that house is not in that condition, when there is multiple occupation, then there is this terminology called rent repayment order, where you can get up to 12 months of paid rent back to you. You soon become a homeowner when you get that 12 months back payment. Consumer law, which is what I've been discussing tonight, telling people about their rights to getting compensation and refunds when flights are cancelled, and how they can protect their money when they are buying these tickets, and what they should look out for. The author and TTA, the Travel Trust Association, and air license organizations. Okay. Media and entertainment, those of you who are into media and want to come to the UK to sing, and you have some copyright, you have some investment, you've done some stuff that you want to protect it, you want to register another trademark and all that, we are here to assist. So City Law Services, we deal with numerous areas of law. At this point, if anybody has a question, I have just 2 minutes to leave the studio. This is your opportunity to have free legal advice. My phone lines are on. I've turned on the lines, and you can call to ask questions about anything, any legal question. You have just 2 minutes to do that if you want to call me. I'm coming to the end of the show, and I'm soon leaving this studio. And I'm so proud for all of you who have joined us tonight. And we ask that you come and join us on Thursday, because on Thursday, MC Chaka is going to be here for the Tree session, and it's going to be very interesting. This is an opportunity for people to learn Tree and also to get free legal advice. I have Fred Asare watching, who has also joined us. If you have joined us, you can just give a comment and I will acknowledge you. I want to acknowledge you because you are so important to us. Without all of you who are so committed and dedicated to this Legal Hour show, we will not be here. So I'm so proud of you joining us every now and then. At this point, if viewers don't have questions, you see. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, sir. You mentioned something about consumer law. In fact, there's been a broad discussion on the subject matter of consumer law and other bits of cohabitating couple. And also you mentioned of domestic abuse and violence and all that. My question for you tonight is, what if it is the other way around? Nowadays, certain people say it's men who tend to abuse the women. What if it is the women abusing the men? What is a reasonable cause for action in this day and age in the terms of the law? Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So you can. I guess it's Peter. I'm going to take my time to answer your question. When you look at the Domestic Abuse Act 2020, there's a definition of economic abuse. There's a definition for physical, what police can do and all that. So this legislation is unfolding in stages. But I haven't said that it's only men that abuse women. In fact, women sometimes also abuse men. Some women enter into relationship because they brought people from abroad. They do want to share, the man to share that love, and quite jealously, which is quite rightly. They are quite protective, and sometimes they try to economically abuse that person by having control of the finance so that they cannot have any girlfriend aside and give money. Hey, the same applies to men. When some of them bring women, they want to make sure that they jealously protect the women, and sometimes they don't want them to work. That's economic abuse. So it happens both ways. But what I was trying to say here is that under this act, it is now a criminal offense. And therefore, City Law Solicitors, we defend those, because sometimes people also lie. Women can lie that men have abused them when it's not true. Men can lie when to say that women have abused them when it's not true. So as lawyers, we are here to either defend or to represent those who are claiming that they have been abused. So we represent both parties, whether men or women, whether the abuser or the victim. The victim is the one that is claiming that he has been abused. The perpetrator or the abuser is the one that has subjected the other party to that abuse. And we are here to represent any of these parties and get the best results for that individual. So I hope I have answered your question. If anybody has any question, I have MC Chaka who is watching. Please share the video. It's been so interesting. I'm so excited tonight. Hey, there is so much people are getting from it. And this has been when somebody especially told me, lawyer, this program is very educative. I wish when I came to this country, I've had the benefit of having a channel like this. My life would have been so different. This is what City Law Solicitors brings to you, free of charge. We are building a community where people can live in freedom, not in fear, confident of their right, and how to protect themselves when there are challenges by relying on the law. And we need to conscientize people. We need to make people aware of their rights. Because when they don't know their rights, they are trampled upon. That's why City Law Solicitors is here. So I want to thank all of you who have joined us tonight, and thank those of you who have called and those who have sent messages. You can also send your message on WhatsApp, whatever way you want to send enjoy the program. As I've said, I'm coming to the end of the show, and if anybody has any other question just before I leave, I think I've just gone far beyond my time. Yes, guys, I want to thank all of you for joining us tonight. It's been amazing having you on board. God richly bless you. God bless you. See you on Thursday. Please don't mix our tree show. For me, I have learned so much, and I want you also to learn. So thank you. Thank you so much for having us tonight. God bless you. Bye-bye.